There it is. Cool. So what's new? I think I know like we probably still need to like deploy your PR to dev. Because I remember I forget if it was last week or the week before, I asked Audrey to do that and like she just never responded. So maybe I can actually just do that now while we're on the call, and at least that'll be one step forward.
Which PR?
I'll scroll back in API and let you know in a second.
I
don't even remember. I just remember like you were like, oh, I think this works. And I was like, oh yeah, that looks good.
Oh, the MREM thing.
Yeah. Give me a second to get an AWS console here. I got the other screen going. I've learned the hard way to not log in on a screen share with recording enabled. Yeah. It makes it way too easy to flash passwords. Yeah, because I can just do that right now. Yeah, because I guess so it's probably this one, right? The add recent values. No, sorry, this one. Device story CPM other unit, I think. Let's see. Uh, 827, yeah, that was on. So cool. That's weird. There's no build here for it. Oh, I see. It's probably this one. For some reason, I thought we put the PR number in the bundle, but I guess we probably didn't. Just grab it up. Okay, the right one. I think that was it though. Because it's device story CPM from other unit, device story CPM from other unit. Yeah, this looks like it. And this is probably the right SHA. Yeah, that's the one. Cool. And that way you can see once it's up, you should be able to check it out on dev.safecast.org and see if it works the way you expect that it will. I remember looking, like the code seemed reasonable enough. So once it's up, take a look here, and if it looks good to you, then we can merge it and get that rolled out.
Yep.
Cool. Sounds good. So that'll deal with that one. I'll put that in the needs review since that's pretty much where we are right now. And then the other thing that you had in flight was this one, add recent values as numbers to device stories.
Yeah, I'm still working on that one. I haven't pushed anything yet.
Okay, cool. Once you do, let me know and we can do the same thing. Basically, as long as like I don't have a whole ton of time outside of these meetings other than just like the odd question here and there. So essentially the approach that I'm taking is like, if the tests pass and the code given like a 5-minute read through looks reasonable, and you're happy with how it looks on dev, then we can just go ahead and merge and call it done.
Okay.
I'm not sure what's up with kind of like the rest of the team, but I haven't heard much. Rob is like kind of around, but like Rob is also very like hardware focused in general. So like I think he's got his hands probably mostly in that stuff. I don't know. I haven't heard anything from like Taka or Eito or Audrey. I've heard a little bit from Samira, but she's also working on like totally separate stuff and hasn't made a whole ton of headway either. So so it's basically just you and like kind of me to try to keep you making progress at the moment. Yeah. So whenever you have something, just go ahead and post it, and then we can do the same thing we just did now with your current PR. And then so long as it seems to work okay on dev, we'll merge it and we can roll out to prod. And it shouldn't, it's not like
Yeah.
none of this stuff should cause like major problem or anything, right? So so long as it deploys cleanly, obviously if we run into some sort of deploy problem, then we'll have to address it. But I don't, you're just changing like mostly JavaScript and Vue stuff, and so
Yeah.
I really don't expect there would be a deploy problem. Or if there is, it'd be something like unrelated to your code, and like any deployment would fail because like we do have cases where sometimes we run on like Amazon Linux, and like sometimes they change their dependencies a little bit, and like we can't deploy it because the versions like don't line up anymore. We do have stuff like that happens, but it's pretty rare.
I think I saw that once.
Yeah, happens a lot with the Postgres RPM. So cool. Yeah, deploy just finished. So you're more familiar with the change than I am. So take a look at the device stories on dev.safecast.org, and if it seems if it looks good to you, then it looks good enough to me. I'll just go ahead and I'll give it like an approved checkbox. So whenever you're ready, you can just click merge, and then give me a heads up, and we can push out to prod.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm concerned about is how you want the unit to show.
Well, in that case, what I would say is even just try it out on dev and then send Joe a link on dev, because I bet he would be able to tell you real quick whether or not it makes sense to him. And he's a good proxy for anyone else who would be trying to use MREMs. So yeah, since he tends to be like the liaison with a lot of our American nuclear organization people. So yeah, what I would say is check it out on dev. If it looks, if it works about the way you expected, ping Joe, and Joe can address, if you have concerns about the way it's displayed, Joe could probably cross-check that for you.
Yeah, I'll post a screenshot of that. Seems to work.
Cool. Yeah, and just send him the link like straight from your browser on dev.safecast.org so he can take a look as well. And I'm sure he'll have feedback. Cool. So maybe that's it. I don't have anything else. My kids are on summer vacation right now, so it's like it's a squeeze to like even get my paying work done at this point. So yeah, I haven't had anything. Like the closest I've done anything to SafeCast work is I did the KGIGE workshop last week, but that was also because like I wasn't teaching it, I was participating because one of my sons wanted to try it. So yeah, so definitely not doing a lot of like moving things forward for SafeCast in these past couple weeks. Probably not until the boys get back in school.
Yeah, Joe as in Jam, right?
Yeah, Jam. Yeah, he knows the MREM microsievert story better than anyone I can think of. So. And if that's it, maybe that's pretty much it, because I haven't, I still have this outstanding, but like I said, I haven't made any progress on really anything SafeCast related. Haven't heard anything from Nick on this. Like I said, I asked Audrey to deploy the thing that I just deployed, and she never got back to me on that, so I presume there's no progress on that from her. Also haven't heard anything from Beltran in, I don't know, what feels like months at this point either. So I presume there's nothing going on here. Samira is making some progress on this issue, I know, because she's been DMing me. But she and I have like really bad time zone alignment. Like by the time she comes online, like all three of my kids are home, and like there's no hope of me touching a computer. Like honestly, like lately our youngest really likes Minecraft, but like she doesn't have her own computer. So like after like 4:30, like I don't even have a computer. Like my computer is like for me at that point. Like, so yeah, and she wakes up right around that time, and so I told her to reach out to Callan, who should have all the access that she needs to get things moving. And he's based in Berlin, so hopefully he'll be able to help out a little bit there.
Yep.
So yeah, that's pretty much the state of things. I think looks like you gave cool. So you pulled it up, and it's got a switch on it, and that looks cool to me. Actually, the first thing that comes to mind is I noticed this title still says CPM, which probably needs to say
Right.
it probably needs to say like
Radiation
radiation or something
instead.
like this. I bet that's the first thing he's gonna mention. But he'll be able to cross check the numbers because I
Yeah.
think maybe these make sense, but I have no idea. And I'm sure he'll know immediately by looking at it. Like, no, that doesn't make sense.
I'll mention that.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. So, so yeah, Joe will know whether or not this makes sense or not. Cool. I guess that's it. Anything else on your mind? Oh, I did your RIT review thing.
Yeah,
I know
thank you,
that
thank
kind of stuff is time sensitive, so that I squeezed in.
Yeah.
But yeah, dashboard adjustments are
Thank
another
you.
story. No worries. No worries. Cool. No, maybe that's it. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about.
Not really at this moment.
Cool. No. Then I guess we can wrap it up and get back to it. I'll get back to work, and yeah, let me know. It's easy enough to click a deploy button. Like you saw, it only takes a couple seconds. So if you make an update and you want me to redeploy, it's easy. Just ping me on Slack and I'll run it for you.
Yeah. Oh, he reacted.
Did he or that the heart? Oh no, it was Jam. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
he's probably taking a look at it now. Awesome. So hopefully he'll let you know. And yeah, like clicking a couple deploy buttons is awesome. I wish we had a Slack button. That's basically what Audrey was supposed to be working on. So like that's this here. And if we had that, then I could basically tell you to just hit the button yourself. But for now, unfortunately, it's a pretty easy button to click. But in order to click the button, you need to have access to do just about anything on the AWS account. So I don't feel super comfortable just like giving that out to anybody. I try to keep it to a pretty small number of people. If we can get it down to like a deploy button that anyone in the GitHub org can click, then that would be awesome. And then we can give that out a lot easier. Yeah. Right now, I think you almost have to just be like admin. Like I don't have like a role that would allow you to like just deploy. The only thing I can do is put you under the admin role, which gives you access to do everything. So yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, happy to click buttons as needed. And I guess that's it. We'll get back to it. Nope, there you go. Cool. So Joe's giving you some feedback. Ping me once you make the changes and I'll redeploy.
Okay.
Cool. Have a good one.
Yep. You too.
Bye.
Bye.